Little experience as a political scientist.
Why do you call that little? You are the PRO for Tescon University.
Yes, I didn't know. Yes, I'm a PRO for Tescon University. You know, okay, let's take that. As I was saying, with my experience in the NPP, I mean, for me, I think it will be very difficult to say that. I mean, anybody apart from Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo will win the 7th January election, 7th August election. For me, it looks like Akufo-Addo is going all the way to win. And so if Akufo-Addo wins and he decides to choose John-Alan-Kyeremanteng, I mean, John-Alan-Kyeremanteng, yes, you know, of course.
What makes it look like Akufo-Addo is going to win?
Well, from what I've gathered, the information that I've gathered from the ranks and file of most of the executives of the party, I mean, clearly tells me that Akufo-Addo is leading the race to win the 7th August slot as the presidential candidate of the MPP. And I'll be surprised and shocked if anyone apart from him.
Is he going to win outright?
Yeah, he will. Yes. First round, he win.
Okay.
Yes. From the investigation that I've done, Akufo-Addo will win this first round. And that's, I was saying, I'll be surprised if anyone apart from him will come on top as the next flag bearer of the new-patriotic-party. Yes, from what nana-addo-dankwa-akuffo-addo was saying, it's a good proposal, but we should look at the history of this country, whereby we have a presidential candidate and the vice president. You know, always, even when Liman was the president, you know, his vice president was from the central region. We got Mr. Jody Graf Johnson at that time, and Liman was coming from the northern part of the country. So it looks like we always have some balance within the regions. Either the presidential candidate may come from a section of the other region, and his vice president may come from the other region.
That was the point that nana-addo-dankwa-akuffo-addo made yesterday, that there should be a southerner and a northerner thing, where
of course,
either the vice is a southerner or a northerner.
Yes, even look at the administration of J.J. Rawlings. The first administration, he chose Accra from central region, and Professor John Van Satamus was also from central region, who came to be his vice president. So obviously, I mean, our history within the sort of governance that we have been practicing, I mean, tells us.
But do you think that the concept of where someone's coming from really works?
No, I'm not to sound tribal though, but that has been the history. Okay. Of course, that has been the history, and and for me, I think it will be very difficult for anybody to win if that person who wants to change the tradition. You know, look at the president of Kufuor. He came with Ali Mama as vice president, and from that time, Ali Mama went into the second administration, still as the vice president. Even one person that Johnny Van Satamus contested the then candidate Kufuor in the year 2000. You know his running mate, Mr. Martin Aminu, who is now the Minister of Interior. In 2004, he brought Alhaji Mohamed Umuni, who is now the foreign minister. Okay. And just at the last election, he brought John Mahama. And all these three people are coming from the northern part of the region. So clearly, it should tell you that over the years, our tradition within the political system shows us that there's always been a southerner and a northerner combination for the ticket of any party who will contest the presidential slot in this country. And as the MPP is of no exception, I think it will serve the party no good if either Alan or Akufo-Addo accepts to be the vice president of each other in case any of them wins the 7th August the 7th August Delegate Congress. And I do agree with Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo that the tradition should continue. Okay. And yes, we should have currently, if you look at the presidential materials, there's no northerner. All of them are somewhere account related. So obviously we should have somebody from the northern part of the country to partner anyone who will win the 7th August Delegate Congress.
Okay, Mr. Nkundua, Honorable Isaac was say, are also contesting there are 3 others, and apart from Nana-Addo, and why should it be all about Nana-Addo and Akuffo-Addo? Assess the chances of the others.
To be very honest with ourselves, I mean, I can put my life on the line. To be very honest, if the 3 candidates, Isaac Osei, Professor from Bombartin, and John Kwame should pass these 2 gentlemen, Nana-Addo and Kyeremanteng. Honestly, I mean, you just look at the political atmosphere and look at the system. It is pointing to the fact that these are the 2 leading contenders for the presidential slot of the new-patriotic-party.
Okay, thank you very much. It's coming from Bismarck Osei Champo. But whoever I think is winning, you can visit Focus FM knusc.wordpress.com and then vote on the poll there. You can visit attackkusiaduse.wordpress.com and vote on the poll there. Whoever I think is winning come August 7th when the MPP goes to Congress. The question there is which of the following will win as flag bearer of the MPP come August 7th when the party goes to Congress? Professor Kwame from Pomwateng, lawyer John Kwame Kundua, Mr. Nana-Kyeremanteng, Honorable Isaac Osei, and then nana-addo-dankwa-akuffo-addo. Quickly to Kofi, final pick before we move on to the phone lines.
Well, these 2 gentlemen, Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo and Nana-Kyeremanteng, they are nice individuals. You have one astute legal luminary and a smart business, a smart entrepreneur. And I think, with all apologies to others in other professions, I think it is quite right if these 2 individuals, should be in the helm of affairs. Ideally, they will make a very nice team. But then we are living in a realistic world, and when you look at our election demographics since the year 2000, you understand, there is this north-south thing when it comes to elections in Ghana, with emphasis on the presidential elections. There is this north-south thing, and moreover, it won't help the MPP as a party. There are chances in the northern regions of Ghana, or in other non-Akan regions in Ghana. Considering the fact that the MPP is already seen as an Akanist party, if there is a word like that, as a purely Akan party.
Related.
You understand? And so, even though that is not the best, our politics should not be based solely on ethnicity. But then, I think until we reach such a time where the citizens of Ghana, or the citizenry of Ghana, will understand that when it comes to governance, it is not about ethnic affiliations, it's not about tribal affiliations, but it is about competence and your ability to get the job done, to move us from the 3rd world country, from the developing country, to a developed country. You understand? I think if we, the citizens of Ghana, get to such a stage whereby we understand that concept, that politics is not about ethnicity, it's not about tribal affiliations, it is about getting the job done, competence and qualifications to do your job. I think for now, the MPP will be doing itself a huge disservice. In fact, all members of the MPP should never in their lifetime, until such a time as been reached whereby everybody understands that tribalism and ethnicity has no play in politics, the MPP should never allow such a ticket, whether Nana versus Alan or Alan versus Nana. In fact, it is not even whether Nana versus Alan or Alan versus Nana. The MPP should never, and no party should ever, allow 2 Southerners to go on their ticket as president and vice president. No party.
Can't you look at that from the concept or the possibility of the supporters of these 2 different people coming together and then raising the numbers?
You see, one thing which is very which we should get clear is that matters in Ghana, matters of ethnicity and then tribal affiliations override political affiliations.
Really?
Yes. In the just ended 2008 elections, the then candidate Mills, when he was in the central region, what was he saying? Aziz Ofioyi, he was playing on a tribal card. He played on the tribal card to win. You understand? Even even in the run up to the MPP primaries, John-Alan-Kyeremanteng in that